to the ninth episode of The Plight of Princes. This edition will indeed be involving our beloved Plight of Princes characters and not the Storm King's Thunder characters. They were a bit busy last week wrestling a giant who was on fire, who was undead, who is now properly dead because of gay people. Anyway.
Gay rights, carry on.
Gay rights, carry on. Doctor. So, the Plight of Princes party has proceeded to be teleported down towards one of the other spires of the cliff near Phoenix Rise, a village of Arakocra in the Grey Peak Mountains range in the southeastern side of Faerun proper, of the Sword Coast. You guys were all teleported there. I believe you took Fake Varus with you, because he has to go with
Fake
you for
Varus
the
is the one
teleportation.
who
He's taking us. Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys teleport in. You land in. For most of you who have not been at these heights, which this is pretty high mountain points, some of you, like Widdick, you're literally a warforged, you're fine. Posey, you're in a princess outfit.
I'm having a bad time.
It is fucking cold. Serenus, you are literally just a druid. You can probably take it, but you are very aware. Like someone who's used to going on summer vacations and it's been in a warm place, you get hit with warm, you're fine. You know it's coming. It's still just like, oh, but this is that but cold. You have a dragon in the form of a bird who's living the time of his life, who may have only just very briefly turned back into bird recently because he realized he was still in his dragon form. You have Varus Valorin's Fake, which is freezing cold. Kika, time of her life. Lo, very glad you have fur. Because you don't have much in the way of like legging clothes and whoo, all the way up. All the way up. So
I got a coat.
You've got a coat, but nothing for your legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Prosper's coat on.
Cross
No one up here is gonna recognize this fucking coat.
I'm just gonna wild shape into a polar bear and like huddle up near people.
Oh my god, I immediately get on the polar bear and I'm just like, I'm holding it. I'm cold and I look upset.
I'm gonna wild shape into a polar bear.
Yes.
Lo sort of does the equivalent of just checking himself, just sort of going, okay, I'm covered in fur, I don't like it, but you know what, I'm just gonna work with it, even though he's actually quite appreciative of it.
You sit on the bear as well, because you have stand.
Yeah.
Poe, you've just like laid down with it, with the jacket over yourself, basically, like draped over you, with the bear, and just your hands go. You have like encountered and skinned animals before, but it's one of those things of registering. Your hand goes in the fur.
Good.
Deep.
The fur's dense.
Deep. And in the classical way of, I've seen bears. You haven't seen a polar bear. Some of you haven't. The one you did see was a bit blown out of proportion. Was the only one you've ever seen. It's still a big fucking bear, and the highest CR of any bear that can be presented. So, yeah. So everyone just like clumps into it. Who needs it? Others are fine. You landed in the actual village itself. It is early morning. It's later on in the year, so it is cold up here. More than usual, and there is snow being built. But notably, there are some sections of the actual small village itself that have not seen that snow doesn't settle on them, be it by either some form of magic or some sort of interior heating into houses and fireplaces or the like. There's a lot of things that seem set up here to let people be comfortable here. And it is the equivalent of just seeing houses that are raised up on like say individual or multiple supports, because of course they don't need a step up because they're flying Arakocra. And most of them, there are several that are smaller or like ground based for other individuals who live here. Thick thatch covering over the top, wide open windows that seem like they can be very, very tightly closed. Some of these are closed right now because it's still relatively early. Not everyone is an early bird here. There might be a few night owls. It is pretty early in the morning. You're all somewhat recovered from your ordeals of the previous day. What would you all like to do?
I find the nearest cliff edge and jump off it.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
I was about to ask you a question now.
Wait a minute, she's got wings. She's fine!
Yeah, it is a split it is the typical, you know, everybody from SKT knows that she got this from her mum, where it's the typical jumping off the edge, couple of seconds, re-emerges flying.
You can just see Care just going 3, like he doesn't speak, but just fingers go down from 3 down to 2, down to whoop.
And then that one time when you just, like, you fall and you never come back up.
Odd.
No!
Don't
Gives
manifest
everyone a
that.
heart
We've said it.
No.
Easy,
That's right.
Icarus.
Everyone's just watching, like, any minute now, the return.
But she's
Any
mainly
minute now.
she's mainly soaring around and giving her wings a stretch, and you can see her kind of banking and basically riding the wind currents up here.
Ika!
You just see her look down, and she just does a bit of a swoop and comes back down. Hello?
Okay, you can go back. You can go back.
What?
Is everyone here as weird as you?
No.
Okay.
Right.
No, wait. Actually, that doesn't filter out what I needed to understand.
Mhm.
People
You've already
here
gone.
weird.
You need to define your definition of weird.
Would they?
This is Phoenix Rise. There are a lot of other birds here. Me and my mom are probably some of the strangest ones, but there are a lot of other birds here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
This village slash town. It's more of a
Just what?
town. It's more of a town now because it keeps getting bigger. We were built on a rift to the airplane. That's probably important.
Oh, that yes does answer my question. The answer to my original question was in fact yes.
Yes, this
Okay.
village was built on a rift to the airplane. It's probably one of the reasons that Mum is the way she is, and by extension, I am the way that I am. There's this whole thing, but we have like a trade. We have like a trade system, so you'll probably see like just loads of like air beings, not just the birds, but maybe like lots of like Guinnessai, maybe like a wind elemental, but like maybe like one. Just lots of birds. And just loads of like air people.
Okay.
That's why Smoshi came here quite a lot as well.
Okay, thank you.
Because I was gonna say, were we staying here, or are we just gonna go ahead and
We're going
head
through.
out?
We're
Okay.
just we're gonna go.
I'll go to the same cliff edge she jumped off. Calling the whale.
Okay, no
Oh,
one be worried about this.
hang on. Bluebird,
He's already dooted.
is there any look? Is there any distant family you want to say hi to before we go? I mean, we're here now. I mean,
Unfortunately, Kika's expression can only be classified as sad at the question.
oh,
Behind you, you could just see Care just going.
oh, okay. Forget I asked.
It's weird. He has a beak, but you can tell he's mouthing the word no.
About this time, the simulacrum of Varus will pipe up and be, oh, speaking of family, as he just received a sending message from the real Varus. They've dealt with Zoltar.
Look at the position of the sun and just do a brief sort of. Yeah.
It's not been 10 minutes.
Terrifying.
Mhm.
Okay, right?
Oh God, yeah. Technically,
Horrifying.
in
Yeah.
game that would have.
Yep.
Yeah, Jesus.
That was less than a minute, that combat.
However,
Whoa.
there will be no contact between SKT
Yeah,
and
No,
Pop.
that's just for the meme.
I'm just
That
saying
was-
it for like a.
That was just Varus would let them know. So then Munara can drop concentration and protection from good and evil. That's the end.
Fair enough.
I know because we've already called the whale. We're just going through, right? I think Rosie is so miserable. I think she is like, okay, no one be weird about this, and I'm just gonna shape change into like a white dragonborn, something that's less susceptible to the cold.
You guys
She's
just watch as she
miserable.
just shape changes into this
Oh.
this like lithe, almost like a mountain lizard kind of like vibe to it, of just pure
Yeah.
white down, kind of frilled up back to the point of I'm trying so hard not to just describe Madrash.
Yeah, she would probably go for like
smaller and more feminine.
smaller, more
feminine.
feminine, but also would have like some of the scales have like there's like weird neon like blue patterning in like weird like spirals, but it doesn't look quite right. It looks like it's kind of sitting on top.
Slightly uncanny.
She hasn't put a lot of effort into getting this correct, so she's just doing it for the second. It's clearly like someone that she saw one time. And she's just like, I'm just gonna mimic this.
Is this Dragonborn got a bigger build than Posey?
Slightly, yeah.
What happens to her clothes? They don't shape change, right?
It's a little tight, but it's fine.
She tears down the
The
sleeves
thing
for the
is,
muscles.
Prosper's coat is much bigger than Posey is.
Right, okay.
But like, that's kind of the purpose of it. Is that
Yeah.
I can just kind of.
I was gonna say, I imagine the whale comes into the cliff like the helicopters that have like the back hatch, and just Garm gets into the mouth, and then all right, we're ready to go.
Characters are
It's a
I'm not
fairy?
getting in there.
It's a Dover.
No,
fucking
that's just
Dover
for
fairy.
The monks always get the raw end of the deal. Poor Turk has to be carried in Huru's claws, and now Garm has to be freaking in the mouth.
Well, technically, I'm doing that whole thing of like he's technically sent away to his little demi-plane for the time being, and that's just how it goes down. Just
This saves you having to use a spell slot to bring him back.
yeah.
While this is happening, Lo will look down at Puck, probably shivering, and will just sort of go, look.
Directly in your tits.
Yeah.
He is in the man titty hair, and he is not moving.
Lo will just sort of wrap the sort of sides of his coat even. Just to keep him warmer.
So you guys get on the
Outta
back
here.
of the whale. Get out of here. Onto Mosrasun, and you make your way slightly northward, slightly northwest to Parnas. Actually, no, excuse me. I'm looking correct. The spire is near Parnas. Yes.
Yeah.
Going he.
Okay.
I guess we'll go to where we were last told it was and see.
Yes.
Because just as a thing for the rest of the group, it's gonna be worth us trying to work out what spire it is.
Yeah,
so
we don't
even
know,
if it's
do
not
we?
there, we might want to
You
look
don't know.
around if anyone's got detect magic and things.
We know
Try
it's
and work out what we're dealing with before
we know
have
it's
to deal with it.
Hell's based, right? But we don't know the school of magic, correct?
I think so.
Detect magic
Yeah.
does not have a huge range,
Because-
but I am having it.
Mirabar was celestial, and then
Yes, that's the way we.
was
Yeah, it's attuned to the
demonic.
hells. Yeah.
Hell's, yeah. But we don't know. Has a plane
Know
is
what
attuned to his
school.
Hells, but we don't know what school of magic.
Yeah.
But transmutation, evocation, necromancy are accounted for.
Accounted for, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be
Correct.
any of the others.
You've already
Anything.
rolled for it, fun fact.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not unsurprised. When we get when we're on our descent back down, I'll turn back into Posey.
Mm-hmm.
It's just while we were in the cold bit.
Once you get back down into the altitude pose, you just like change back into like morph that little bit, and it is something which it's interesting because you guys have all seen magic, of course, change, and you've seen like the magic shifting her back to Pox before, but you've not seen. God, it's so weird. Like I hesitate every time saying Pox, but you've
It's
seen
so
her be
weird.
shifted back by magic. But this is Poe choosing, and it's literally just like a case of the skin kind of not like the form changes, like the physical form does grow, like skull, everything. Skull shrinks slightly. Like you could tell everything about her is just morphing, and the face kind of moving back in that kind of almost American Werewolf in London transformation, but in reverse, in how it's like pushing back into the face and going back down.
It's very putty.
Yeah, there's a bit of putty kind of vibe to it. Like there's half of a moment where you feel like if you did like poke a certain side of her, her cheek would stay up that way, but back down eventually into pretty prime princess. So for a very brief time, she was both the dragon of the tail and the princess.
Just give her a little smile.
As we start to get into the more warmer area, I'll just come out of bear form and turn back into normally.
Give you final scritches before you change back.
And returning back to your form, you have half of a scritch in the back of your ear.
Yeah, I feel like as I turn back, like I start just like thumping my leg on the ground, like
Scritches.
just a grown like 6 foot tall half elf just going
So good.
You're allowed to have that as a treat.
Let's go.
Okay, you guys make your way further down.
Make your way further down.
Going down, down, down.
We go.
Way down under the ground.
Hopefully not underground.
I guess the first thing that we'll do while we're in the air is, while it obviously isn't the same as Invocation, previously there has been sort of like notable marks in the terrain, so I guess the two birds in particular will sort of be looking for like, okay, is there any obvious things that's like,
and if it's conjuration, like
there should be trees there, or there was a giant.
There should be trees there. Why are there tree ends?
Yeah, it's like, this giant boulder that used to be here has moved. Why are there giant things that look like footprints? Is there just
why is there a giant magical shield?
Yeah, so just doing an obvious scan of the terrain as we're flying around, just like, is anything majorly noticeably different?
I'm going to save you a roll and say that at present, there is no obvious visual change to anything that's gone on in the areas that you can see.
Okay.
I'll point out that one of the spires is
an illusion spire.
I was like, come on.
It's illusion.
Could be.
So we'll give the group a little update along those lines of like, nothing here seems to be different, which pushes illusion potentially forward.
In that case, I will cast See Invisibility on myself.
Let you see into the ethereal plane.
See Invisibility isn't for the ethereal, it's just for seeing things that are invisible.
Nope. You can see into the ethereal plane.
The way invisibility works in D&D is that when you are invisible, you go to the ethereal plane.
To the ethereal plane.
That is essentially how it works. And so the reason you can see invisible things is because invisible things are on the ethereal. That's how it works. It's very interesting.
Yeah, for the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the ethereal plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Okay, thank you. Very important.
Yes.
Potentially. Who knows? You guys keep traveling. And you keep descending. And you're going roughly around, go down roughly to about where you think it might be. And eventually, Poe, just begin hearing in your head, I wish I could help you further, but there's nothing I can do, and you definitely can't hear me right now, so I'm just going to keep talking, and I'm just...
Wait. Why can I hear you right now?
You can hear me right now?
Yeah, why can I hear you right now?
And you guys all look, the moon is... It's not like the moon is in the morning, or anything like that.
Yeah, it's day.
But then, you will begin hearing the moon in your head.
Hello.
Wait, you should not be able to... Hold on. How many of you?
Hello?
Varys, you can hear a voice in your head.
Oh no.
Who the fuck is this?
Okay, so everyone be chill, but this is my friend.
You should
can't
be able to
Normally
hear
be
me.
able to talk to me in the daytime.
I'm only able to
Well,
commune with people at night, and that's only really been you.
I was about to say we've met before, but aren't
Yeah.
you a little bit early?
And I'm
Late?
also really weak right now.
Yeah. What phase is it, Posey?
Oh, it was on his way to going out, right? So it was potentially at
He's
like
meant to be at his weakest.
yeah, he
New
was like
moon.
either new moon
New
or like
moon.
quarter out, yeah.
First one.
Should
But
not
also
be
he
able
was messed up from when he protected me and Kika from the
Yes.
last one.
This is literally him at his weakest. He should not be able to hear.
Yeah,
me.
he normally can't talk to me when the moon's in like a lesser phase, let alone
Yeah.
in the
It can be
daytime.
difficult when the clouds are there.
Did we say that transmutation was accounted for?
Yes.
Yes, that's the
Diffuse
first
that.
one. We
That
destroyed
was
it.
the
Yeah.
first one.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's gone.
Oh,
Interesting.
That's officially done.
unless duration.
Trying to remember my schools.
Summoning.
The ones that aren't
Sun?
accounted for are abjuration, which is like shielding,
Yeah.
illusion,
Shielding.
obvious.
Protection. Illusion.
Conjuration, which is like creating something from nothing.
Mm.
Yes, summoning, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think what message and sending are, but message is transmutate.
Sending's evocation.
Yeah, and message is transmutation, so both of those are nah.
Okay, I mean, it's nice to hear you. Are you okay?
I'm exhausted. Not gonna lie, I am very much so at a weak point, but tired. I just
Yeah,
I
that's
don't really
okay.
exert myself, so
Oh, yeah,
Maybe-
you did a lot for me. I really appreciate that. I don't know what's you can't. You're tired. You
Well,
can't see
shh.
anything from up there.
It's too bright.
Yeah, the day day's not your place.
No,
Okay, well, I mean,
I actually can't see you right now because of the rotation.
yeah, no, I didn't think you could. Okay.
I can just
I
tell
hope
where
this
you
doesn't
are.
have something to do with the spire at all. I'd hate to think a spire was messing with you.
Maybe. I don't know. The whatever she's done has messed with so much of a natural order and rules of magic that have been put in place. Legitimately, she could. But if she can do stuff that could mess with me, that's
You're
bad.
in trouble,
Because there's a
right?
lot worse things that she could influence with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just hang tight, okay? If you manage to catch a glimpse of anything, let me know, but take it easy, okay?
Kids, sorry, what schools have you gotten?
So we've dealt with transmutation. Oh, okay, that's a good point. We've dealt
Yep.
with transmutation,
Divination.
vocation, and
Divination. No, yeah.
Divination we haven't. The one we
Divination
haven't
Divination,
done.
yeah,
Is this
we
is this
did.
divination? Is this
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
divination because contact other plane.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
fuck!
This is
God, I can't
divination.
touch the
That's what I was about to ask. Is detect magic?
Narrowing gets
To be fair,
inspiration.
okay.
I was about to
I
ask if
also-
is detect magic doing
I
anything
also did this
weird,
message Coles
because
and Blue
detect
saying
magic-
divination question mark.
Yeah. Is
I-
detect
I
magic
was- I was
detecting
thinking about it, I
anything
was like,
weird? Because detect magic itself is a divination.
Yeah.
Kika,
I was, I was
has
looking.
it permanently active.
I was looking through my spells. I was like, oh, maybe I should just locate objects. I was like, wait, locate objects divination. Oh.
Narrowing?
This is
You
divination.
get one
This is gonna
reroll.
get
That's going to
spicy
be the
really
inspiration.
fast.
You
Okay.
get to reroll once. Until
Cool.
Once you finish your long rest, gone.
It's like a luck point, basically.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright.
One luck point.
yourself.
Because you have a bard, I'm not going to like
So if
inflate
this
on
is
top of the bard.
divination,
Yeah.
this is gonna get weird really fast.
Oh, massively.
Very. Because, I mean, we already have this
Think about
happening right
any
now, which is
divination
contacting other plane.
Yes, you have contact other plane, and you might be a mile or two away.
Okay, well, yeah, I rattle off which ones we haven't got.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to wish very hard that there are no religious fanatics in the area.
Okay, hate the way you said that.
Well, everyone who's sorry, Renara, everyone who's religious in some form has some form of fanaticism
No, I
It's
agree
just
with you.
it's just
Oh.
where on the spectrum of are they reasonable or are they unreasonable?
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, so we're definitely in the right place, and I mean, if it lets me talk to you more, then I actually appreciate it. Um,
Oh,
Yeah.
you think
I
I
kind of
could
hate that. Oh, sorry. Go.
use it to get you to be able to help us more?
I don't know how much more I can help. That
If
would
it's a
fall to you
crazy
guys if you could figure.
superpowered magic spire, then
Who knows? Who knows?
okay.
I got a weird idea. You, Moonbeam, you said that you usually don't get to talk to.
I'm just the
Soon.
moon. I don't
Eh,
remember what my name was.
No. I was going to ask your pronouns because I think you've told me before.
I
he is,
just
I think.
am.
I use he is, but never mind.
I'm
Okay,
I'm not
okay,
offended.
okay,
I don't even remember what I was before I was put up here, so I
okay,
could
okay,
be
okay.
just a
No, no, no.
ball of rock
It's all
in the
cool.
sky.
It's all cool. It's all cool. It's all cool. You said that you were tired during specific phases, right?
Yeah.
Is this the same or is it different? Like, are you feeling like you've got a
I'm more
cold or something?
tired. I'm more tired, but that was because I helped against. Oh, I helped against the nasties. Who should not have been there. They really should not have been there.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having my back. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm a little
You
worried
were-
that the divination one is kind of like hell attuned, right?
Yeah, that's a
That
concern.
combination of information has occurred to me.
I don't want to know what sort of devils and stuff might be contacted. We should probably
I'm
hurry.
not gonna interject on your things too much, but good news. You kind of have someone who has authority there as a friend. You can phone a friend in that way. Who knows how the chain will work on? Do I want to mess with the daughter's associated people? A lot of people won't mess with it. A lot of people don't have the guts to mess with Asmo in the average points, never mind when kids are involved. If it's anyone of the hells, good luck.
I've never seen Naren Moore want to ask a question in my life.
Well, no, because it's just if it's divination, it would probably help the religious people to contact their gods, aka I could contact probably easier for Mechanus and go, hey, we got a bit of chaos here. Would you like to help?
My brain is ticking through a list of things at the moment.
Well, I mean, we've got so many celestially attuned people in this party that we've got options.
Yeah.
Yeah. To reiterate my earlier question, is detect magic being a divination spell in of itself feeling different at the moment? Like,
It's a fair
is it
point to
detecting
say.
any
I was
disturbances?
gonna
But
say
it
for
does the spell
ability
does
as
the
well.
spell
Yeah.
itself feel weird?
That was partly what I was trying to ask the
So-
moon. Does your tiredness feel like a cold? Is there anything that
Is he being
feels
spoken
weird?
to it right now or not?
Yeah.
I will say, Kika, it's now I know I kind of like forgot because you were looking for anything unique earlier, and I should have let you roll, but
That's okay.
it's like if there was like a very faint gas in the air. It's the only way I can describe it, like a colored gas, but very very faint and very thin. In that, when a spell is cast, it is the weave being pulled of a particular school or a particular type into that thing, and it's condensed.
Mhm.
This is like the entire area has been gas bombed with emanation, but it's faint because you're up high and you're away from, like, you imagine lower to potentially where the spire might be, probably has denser. And looking down, you guys are still moving as you're talking, moving down and moving further. It is getting denser. to the point where you're beginning to see divination magic all about you.
If we get as we're getting closer, Runara will cast locate object
Okay.
on Spire of Lakith.
The Spire Flicketh, and you're going to focus specifically for the one that is for divination.
Well, just any Spire of Lakith, because the one in the bag of holding won't trigger 'cause it's on a different plane of existence, technically.
The one in the bag of holding triggers.
Oh dear.
Contact other plane.
Yeah.
Are we about to go into like a planar quagmire?
Hell yes! This is what my birds are about. They're about plane of travel.
Screams in Oath of the Order.
Hold on.
My birds are all
Oh, no,
about
what?
plane of travel.
We got some shit going on out here.
I'm calling in reinforcements. Calling
Mom,
all
can
units,
you
calling
pick
all
me
units.
up?
Get Optimus in here.
It's me, the Autobots.
Bring me the head of Optimus Prime.
God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
With the mention of this spire being attuned to the hells, Lowe's shoulders are immediately up. And
That's a
he's
general
a
response for most people here.
yeah, but you know Lowe.
Actually, I will actually now. Yeah, as soon as somebody says, "Are we going to basically be going into a planier quagmire?" I'll go, "Yeah, that actually does not sound great." I am going to go like quick pray while we're flying down. Mechanus, we're about to enter into a chaos of planes caused by divination. Please watch over us and help us with bring order to chaos.
Mechanus is the realm, Primus is the deity.
Or yeah, Primus. Sorry.
Yeah, just like
I always
you're
fucking.
good. You're good. You're good. It's one of those things where it's so very rarely raised. It can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're okay,
You would
you're
assume
okay,
in
just let me
RP
know.
that he gets it right, so.
He gets it right. It's only been like 2 days since he oathed to him.
Yeah, it's a new god to him. Okay.
New god, who dis?
Fucking
New
hell,
guy-
I was dealing
there's
with
no
mainly
name
giants.
There's no name tags.
Yeah.
Make a religion check with advantage.
Fuck yeah.
Double ones. No.
17.
Nice. You focus and you begin praying out, and you just there's this realization that all about you is about to be chaos, but of chaos of eyes of all different planes watching things. That there can be so much going on here. How about, Whittick, you roll me a d6?
Okay.
I hate I've got ideas about what this could be. I hate it.
That's a 3.
Okay. You feel like there's so much chaos here, so much uncertainty. And that's the thing, it's uncertainty. It is a lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding. Give me 1 second, and I want to message you this.
Ooh.
Realized something I could do that's probably a terrible idea, and now all I think about is wanting to try it. That was a face.
Oh shit. Ooh, fuck you.
Oh, curse knowledge! We love a bit of curse knowledge.
Journey.
No, I'm not giving him curse knowledge. I'm giving him potential to pick curse knowledge.
Earth knowledge.
Would you like to know? What would you like to tell them?
I can use today, I can use legend lore.
Ooh.
That's why I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you just realized how many Chekhov's guns you could open with that. How many Chekhov's guns you could shoot.
I mean, you know what you gotta do,
You
right?
know what you want to use that on, right? You don't have to do it now,
Later.
but, you know, we're not in the middle of chaos at the moment.
We
Yes.
landed. Aaron goes through a crisis.
Whittick stopped.
Well, Wittick's
Okay,
error
great.
404. Have we landed?
You have not yet landed because Wittick is arrow 404.
Oh,
No, there's
Because
just
Wittick has also gone, oh.
Well,
there's
that's a
just
good idea.
modem dial-up sounds coming from Wittick right
Yeah.
now.
I
Wait,
try something.
do I use
Oh,
it
so
or
go,
no?
okay.
I'll let you hold on to that one. You don't have
Yeah,
to use it
yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I'll
You might
land
find
this.
something very useful to use it on.
you need to be touching the object you're using it on, by the way.
Yeah.
I believe. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah. I don't. There's a thing I want to do, but I actually don't know how it works.
Mhm.
Go on.
Would the area? I might not use it just yet.
Go on, Carl.
We're landing where the spire, as far as we know, was, right?
The spire is no longer where it is on the map. But you have
Right,
the
but-
idea that because you did use locate object, by the way, and
Oh yeah.
Runara, and yes, you did get a ping of it, but you did not get a ping of anything else. Actually, I'm going to do a very fair point because I need to check something. Locate object has a range of
1,000 feet.
Mile.
1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. That is not even that, so that was another that. That would be just a moment, folks. Okay. Just under 2.
Name or describe a place person.
So you do feel like your locate object, like, I've no real easy way to say this, like, except for the fact that your idea of it, Renar, is expanded out.
Mm.
Like, I have no other way to describe it except better reception. You have a feeling that that range on that is much larger than what it normally
I'll be
is.
right back.
Okay, but
Well, I've got 5G right now for this spire.
you got your vaccine.
Why isn't this? Why isn't this the campaign where I'm playing a divination wizard?
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
I think it's. I
Kidro
think
would be a
it's.
god here.
I think it's that way, guys. I think.
Carls, what were you thinking of, buddy? Buddy, old friend, old pal.
Do we? Even though it's not here right now,
I will
there a
say,
vibe to which this is probably where it was.
um,
When we were
I
told.
will let 2 people make you can either make a investigation check or a perception check to try and locate the exact place it was. Because you have a vague idea of like about a mile around, kind of like, well, on the map it's here, so it must be on this side of the greenery on this side.
Perception's a +6 if someone wants to make one with me. Someone's got better.
That's pretty good. I don't really have much better. I think Serenus has got pretty good perception.
Fairness does.
I have very good perception.
My perception check with me, bud.
Let's go.
That is 1 roll each then, or you give one of you advantage.
We'll both roll.
Okay? You get to roll as well.
Bad.
16, nice.
Fair
17,
enough.
nice.
Hey,
Fair enough. Nice. You 2 together, the hunter and the druid, off spotting shit in the woods.
just got it.
Not in the woods, but like the lower hills.
Spot squad.
Eventually, you both get smell in the air of iron, blood,
Ooh.
and you begin
Yeah,
making
this is the place I'm gonna use
in a
this.
vague direction. You begin moving, and you can see what is an impact crater, but you remember the other one, the one with the bear, and it was a massive swath of area that has just been chunked out, 100 feet across kind of thing. This is maybe like a 30-foot impact. It's still a significant impact, but much smaller. But around
use-
it,
Go on.
around it, you can see a previous battlefield of gore. And you see men, you see gnolls, you see minotaurs, ripped each other apart.
Mm.
It looks like
I'm
the battle took place
Just
before
gonna
the
do
spire fell.
this.
Everyone say best of luck to Poe right now.
Oh no.
I've been waiting to use this ability.
So, Posey, you have a vague idea of like
I
your
don't know, by the
understanding
way.
of how.
I don't know if this ability is like, it's up to you, I guess. I don't know if this
Hmm.
ability is like my interpretation of what I'm seeing or whether it's like divinely given. Like, I don't know if this is essentially a spell. Like, I can't, it's up to you, I guess.
So, I'm gonna. This is going to be a unique variant of it, and probably the most extreme it will ever be, because of the area you're in right now. Because you're
That makes
trying to
sense.
divine, not using the spell, but trying to divine what happened here. So you focus in, and your eyes close, and you just begin hearing yipping and laughter, but warped laughter, like something that's laughing, but its throat is being throttled. And you open up your eyes again, and you can just see a massive, muscular. For a second, if not for the color, you would have thought this was Gregor's arm. A massive, muscular figure strangling a gnoll that's yipping and laughing and biting and trying to claw and maul at it until a snap is dropped and the gnoll is dropped. And you're looking around, you're at a tall creature's eyes, looking over, and you can see men. You can see humanoids clad in robe with daggers drawn. You can see flying above them a figure in this plate armor with wings that spread out behind them and a forked tail. You would think a tiefling, maybe a feral tiefling. You've seen some of those, but it speaks in a fiendish tongue. Do you know either Abyssal or Infernal? Girls?
Sorry, I thought I'd unmuted. Nope.
Okay.
Bless you, Elvish.
Here's the thing. You do understand what's being said. And you could hear that it is shouting demands to claim the spire for Grast. And it's diving down into the middle of the fight. You can hear the gnolls yipping in this gargled, twisted perversion of a language. But you can understand they're screaming for enough. And there's just this conflict that's going on, this terrible fighting, this massive, terrible things that are going on all around you. You just see the big bull figure just pulls out an axe and just like lifts it up from something else. It's covered in gore and just continues to bellow out its own cries in your head. And you can also hear it's calling out another name. And that's where you pull back, just before the first vowels of that word is said, and pull back.
Didn't hear what you said. What was the second name?
Second name was Yanath.
Oh, I got that one.
So Grast, Yanath, and the Minotaur was about to, but you get pulled back
Didn't
just
get it.
beforehand. You didn't get it.
Screams into a paper bag.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is
I know
great.
what that
Yep.
name is.
Boy. And how from if I like look around, I kind of blink out of the weird vision I'm in and kind of stand up. How like what percent do you say of like the figures I saw in my weird vision are now like dead around us?
What you're noticing is the Minotaurs, even though that they clearly there are gnolls and cultists around Minotaur. And there's definitely most of what you saw of the Minotaurs in that vision are dead. But there are droves of people around them. Each one had a body count of at least 10. The gnolls are... Some gnolls were killing each other. And the humans, this is the thing. There's maybe 60, 70 bodies littered here, but there was more humans in your vision. There was definitely more gnolls as well. And you could almost see gnolls coming over like a ridge at the end of it. But there were more humans than there was here right now. And there was definitely more gnolls, but the Minotaurs seem to be the ones that suffered here.
I'm gonna kind of stand up and kind of look up to the sky and say, "You get that?"
Uh,
Any context?
so, do you know about the War for the Abyss?
You know the answer to that. Do I know anything?
You know that I love you, but that's besides the point. That's not helpful
Yes, I
information
know.
right
You're my best friend. What do I need to know about the War of the Abyss?
So-
you guys hear Posey's side of this
Basically,
conversation?
by the
Me-
way,
me
the
was
moon,
like-
literally, by the way, you guys did not get the vision that Poe got, but you all just heard the moon go, "Oh no."
He's
That was you.
essentially like a secret agent with an earpiece. So she's
Yeah.
she's like, what do I need to know about the War of the Abyss? Just like suddenly out of nowhere.
Take a shot, Kay.
So it's gone on ever since the Abyss got to where it currently is, where they got their structures right now. No one can mess with the top, most powerful Lord of the Abyss, the Lord of Demons, the Prince of Demons. That is Demogorgon, and like you can tell, there's a moment where the moon begins saying a different name, stops, and then says Demogorgon.
Makes sense.
What are we doing? We playing Stranger Things now?
What?
Trust me, my mind flayers are a
Okay.
lot scarier.
Yeah,
Kay's
that's
not wearing the t-shirt. We can't make the joke.
Plays D&D.
right.
So essentially, you have no one messes with him, but there's several people vying for power. You actually know one of their names already, Orcus.
Oh, right. this
Orcus
is
vies for power
Okay.
in there. Orcus has nothing to do with these three. But Orcus often fights Grast, and Orcus usually fights Demogorgon as well, but they have a stalemate going on, where when any one of them gains the advantage, another one sweeps in to try and take advantage of. They keep each other in a stalemate, basically. If one of those were gone, it would be a big problem, because the only reason Demogorgon can't take either one of them is because they always have the other one doing something else to him.
Okay, so
So he's
it's,
always kept. But
it's
this
the Demogorgon, Orcus, and Yanath are the three?
this is Yanath, Baphomet, and Grast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baphomet does Minotaurs and
Yeah,
Beasts.
Minotaurs.
That fucker stole a lot of my stuff.
One did? Crust?
Grast is the other one.
Baphomet.
If you can think of anyone who... Oh, sorry, did you ask who stole all his stuff? That was Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Baphomet. Baphomet is the Lord of Beasts now.
Oh, right, yeah, because, yeah, right, yeah, stole your stuff, right, yeah.
I like the wild, but
Your wolves, huh?
not just wolves. But wolves primarily,
No, but, like, they're your faves.
Oh, yeah, I like dogs.
No.
You like
Who doesn't like dogs?
I
Get a
don't.
dog
I like
eventually.
dogs. Can I pet that
I mean, we
dog?
kind of have dogs. There's a tangent. What do I need to know about the War? What else do I need to know about the War of the Abyss?
We all like to talk about dogs. Honestly, that's very fair. Also, I'm kind of
Tired. I know I shouldn't be
I
bothering
haven't
you
been
with
drunk
this.
I haven't been drunk in long, but basically, I feel like I'm intoxicated. That I'm loose in the head. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I-
Look, I don't have to. Like, they're I can ask my
It's-
friends.
It's these three. Well, I'm speaking to all of you right now. You can all hear me.
Yeah, they're kind of getting an info dump out of nowhere. Sorry, guys.
No. Go slowly.
Good news. This isn't the Hells. Bad
Bad
news.
It's the
It's
Abyss.
the
It's the
Abyss.
one that the Hells have to throw everything they have to fight at. But they all hate each other. We could almost wait to see who kills who and then sweep in. But if you do that, these are people who like trying to contact those places, and demons leave a stain on mortal planes that is really hard to get rid of. Grast
So
is
we
all about
find them quick and
temptation,
deal with them.
manipulation, Actually, Grast stole shit from me too. Grast, you fuck. Sorry. Gnuff made the Knolls. Made carnage and slaughter. Baphomet, Gnolls are just because that's where they're spawned from, and they very rarely ever get a culture that changes that ideology or changes that mindset. They're kept at that way. But if they were ever to be pulled away from that life, they could change like anyone else can. You know, no one is doomed to be that way as a mortal. But when any of them ever become a Nullfangy enough, or one of their pack has one of those, it's just incentivized as a bloodlust. Baphomet actually makes their servants intelligent, which is actually dangerous for beasts most of the time. Last is the manipulator, and has probably been playing these two off of each other for a while with that little cult.
We're right in the middle of it. Okay.
Thankfully, you're not in the middle, but you might need to plunge in.
Well, at least it would seem I kind of look to the rest of the group as much as I'm still talking to the room, but I'm looking to the rest of the group as well.
Yeah.
We might just be able to kind of be a third party in this and just let them squabble and sneak in and take what we need and then sneak back out. Work out where we're going.
Unless we become a fourth
Don't think-
inclusion into the war.
Yeah, but I don't think we're a big enough problem to distract them from each other. This is a war that's gone on for forever. It looks like, from what I can tell, these guys just demolished each other. There's quite a few of them that made out of here okay, but they're very capable of just destroying each other. If we let them get at it enough, we could probably just take what we needed and get out.
I mean,
Folk, give me religion checks.
Who, sorry?
Religious folk. So I'm mostly looking at Wittick and I'm looking at Renara.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
Yeah,
think I
the
count.
first word cut out.
Sorry.
clicked it, but did nothing.
Mm.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna reroll.
Why not? That's your reroll gone.
Boom.
Okay. So, Renara, I'll give you first. You get the idea that what you do know about them, mostly because you are taught, like a disease when you spot it, how to recognize it. Things like cults and things like servants of fiends like this, or because they are all types of fiends, they're just demons. Tenari specifically. The demons tend to rituals of slaughter, sacrificing each other. They're not above that. And they're not above turning what was a battle into a ritual.
Right. This makes
So-
sense. I forgot you've been playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not called out.
Oh my God. Two Khorne factions and Slaanesh just fought. Anyway. What you get the
Yeah.
idea that whilst the grass isn't known for, like, you don't know too much about these, but you know that things that involve slaughter as like a main concept, or butchery, or the hunt, this kind of thing would probably be able to serve as a ritual. But you don't know too much, like, you don't have a concept of like maybe what grass would be. And a ritual that could potentially summon something, which would be worse, especially now that communication is so easy to call someone. It's making that initial connection, which is the hardest thing. It's an invitation then after, which once they can invite them, there it is. Wittick, what you have on your DC that you managed to pull off at that is that absolutely Slaughter would invoke Baphomet or Yanath. But the thing about this is that it looks like Baphomet's forces fell mostly here. But there's still plenty of Gnolls. There's still plenty of Gnolls who, according to Poe, survived.
I'll
What you do know
supplement
about
any
grass-
information
yeah.
they need from my vision.
What you do know about grass, though, is that if grass would have benefited, and a ritual could be made to grass, because these two might have been manipulated to fight each other, and manipulating other people into acts of degradation, slaughter, and murder that's just one totem pole for Grass. Grass likes letting people fight, but really enjoys watching people he set up fight. And it could serve as a ritual on that side. So currently it looks like either Yunuth or Grass influenced individuals might gain a favor here depending on what's happening.
Right. Okay, so
Oh,
I mean, I'll
What I will also say, sorry,
give
just
expedition
throw
to
it
the
in there
rest.
because you rolled a 20. I'll throw this to you as well. Grass cults are never outside of a city. They're always within a settlement of humanoids. Because what's the point of deception, treachery, and deceit if you can't do it in the heart of civilization?
So, meaning that they're either between this group possibly is either in Parnast or they're in Flakir.
Yeah. So it's either one of those two. And as you all begin ruminating and puzzling about this, we're going to take a break.
Awesome.
Oh, squad denied.
Squad!
Squad denied.
Squad!
Told Kel some out of character knowledge that I have about one of these demon princes, and now she wants a squad. I told her no.
Oh dear. We'll be back in a bit, guys.
Welcome back. So, it's me. You guys are having these conversations, having these realizations of it could be these different things. I also say I know I gave you a few things there, Kay, while everyone was gone.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about the second roll later.
That's fun.
Because you rolled very high, so you can get some meager details. So, you guys are looking around, you're looking at these. I would like a survival check from the party, please.
Everyone or just one? With advantage?
Choose someone, and
Oh,
people
it's
can either,
Fairness.
and
Yeah,
people can
fair.
either assist him to give him advantage, or someone can try to do something else, potentially make another check or use an ability or another effect to try and reduce the DC of his one roll.
Well, what we
I will use divine sense for following in the area as
Or-
to because it's only 60 feet, but it would
So that
still
60 feet can help you find off where potentially a trail might be going.
Minora cost guidance as well to give advantage anyway.
Can I verify just because
Not
I'm
advantage D4.
a
Sorry.
So
Uh,
what am I?
D&D dummy?
Hang on. Yes, girls.
Demons count as
Fiends.
fiends. Okay.
Yeah. I'm explaining this because I don't mind, to just players. All of the lower level planes, like several of the people in Limbo, and both in the Abyss and the Hells, all counts, most if not all of them count as fiends.
Demons and devils is the distinction.
Devils
Yes.
are the Hells, demons are the Abyss, and there's a difference of them. The one that currently, the most frequent type of demon in the Hells is a Tenari demon. That's, you don't need to worry too much about that, but that's when it's a different type of demon, it's a big deal.
Tyrannus should still be the one to make it, but just so people have it for reference, I've got this.
Okay. I'll say with that you can, I will say, because you guys have Paladin for tracking, guidance for D4, and Poe is able to track fiendish creatures, that I'm going to let Cernus have an advantage on this. And I'm not going to change the DC, but I'm going to give it a twist.
27.
Hold
Oh
on,
my
hold on,
days.
hold on.
Hold on,
Not
we
yet. Not
we
yet.
might break the.
19. This is like throwing a rock through, like it's fucking. Okay.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Roll.
no.
No, you get one of those.
Sorry. Sorry.
Roll 1d4. Just roll 1d4.
Yeah.
31.
31 boys.
31. There you go.
You just had to warm up your dice. That's all that was.
One grand boost code, please.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Cernus.
Yes.
You begin focusing, you get help from your friends, and you're tracking because you can clearly tell there were men here, there was monsters here, all these different things. Creatures which, some of which you know of, all of which you have known to avoid. Cultists, gnolls, the yipping, cannibalistic, humanoid-sized, hyena-like men, like a perversion of a lycanthrope. And then minotaurs, which you have met minotaurs in, and same with gnolls. You have very rarely on the gnoll side, a little bit more frequently, but still on the rarer spectrum for minotaurs. You've seen them in Civilization. You've seen people who either have chosen to avoid that life of carnage or were raised away from where evil manipulating entities from above have warped a humanoid into being a monster. And you begin looking for the tracks, because clearly they would have had to have gone somewhere. And not everyone who was killed here is checked, so you begin looking around. You can see a lot of tracks coming in. Like, you begin scouting. It takes you a good few minutes to just, like, maybe like 10, 15, 20 minutes of just going around, and you could clearly tell where they all came from. The Minotaurs came from the northern mountain, the Gnolls came from potentially maybe a westward like came over those kind of areas. Like you're not going to those mountains, but you could probably guesstimate that that's where their trekking would be. And the humans came from the southeast. And that's where the humans went back. And they were followed. And there are tracks of gnolls with them as well. It's very noticeably interesting. You can tell, like, when there's the imprints of someone sliding to stop in a fight or contests between people. Going back to the village, there's not a drop of blood, nor a footprint of combat, of like staring or like the kind of dueling or moving around each other or a fight or the chaos of it or a single body. The gnolls and the humans went back to the village together. And what everyone else sees while Cernus is basically doing these tracks and these followings and these kind of things is just Cernus going down deep, moving to it, and Cernus, you're focused in on it because you've been shown how to spot tracks, how to avoid tracks, how to identify differences of things from your old master. And everyone else was around Cernus from behind. You can just see like from behind him where he would not see it, out of his peripheral. Like an older figure just like kind of waving a hand as if almost like a recreation in front of you all of a moment of him being shown how to hunt and how to track. Cernus, you got a great idea. They're definitely going southeast, probably to Parnast. They're working together, or someone has enthralled one side of it. Because the gnolls would never, especially in the middle of combat, gnolls would never side with humanoids. Never. So there's something there. It's just out of your field of knowledge. And that's what you get. I need some confidence.
When I was locate object, does that give me a sense in the direction of the spire, or
You were too far away to get a direction.
okay? So I don't detect it yet.
Not yet.
But I feel like the range is still increased, right?
Oh, Cernus, very fair point. With a 31, this fight happened 3 days ago.
Ooh.
Okay. So, all right. So with what as I'm like observing the ground and things like that, I feel like Serenus would be, as he's like discovering things that maybe like he's kind of, I guess maybe sniffing the ground and stuff like that, talking describing what he's finding and stuff like that and things like that.
Looking at the imprints, seeing how fresh they are, how not fresh they are, how many days have passed, has there been rain, has that affected them? But your check, so good that you got it down perfectly. You don't even need to get from scent on these. You can get it from a visual. You can literally, you could Aragon walk around the fight scene from the two towers where you're just pinning exactly every step.
Serenus kicks a helmet on the floor.
And
Hey guys, you know what Serenus kicked the helmet?
broke his
Well,
toe.
that's not-
Broke his toe.
Can I? This is just like a flavor thing. It's not anything. It's not anything particularly check wise. But what I was going to ask is, would Lo be able to hold like the back of his hair with mage hand or something to stop it from touching in the blood or something?
Nah, he's good. He's good.
Okay.
Good.
Serenus is used to this.
Are we off the well and like looking around this battlefield, or are we?
You would have to. You would absolutely have to.
The thing is, like, I feel like because the thing is that came to my mind. I feel like Serenus probably grabs some dirt, puts it in his mouth, kind of thing, like feels it around his mouth and stuff like that.
Ernest,
Lick some stones.
you're about to. And then you think, wait, demon blood, put the back down.
Oh wait, yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, I kind of like
Don't lick the demon rock.
I kind
If
of
you rolled a natural one, I made you lick the demon rock. Don't lick
I
the
kind of
demon
stand up and I tell the team, I tell to the group like the findings I found, and then like mention that the battle was 3 days ago.
That's useful to know because I don't have a good grasp on time and such, so that's possibly okay.
Yeah. Do we know how long it takes to walk to Parnast? Like, the distance is probably not 3 days, right? Oh, probably is 3 days. 8 miles a day, I think is general
Yes.
is standard pace. But then again, these are also demons. Yeah.
Standard.
Give me a second. I'm trying to remember.
Just while we're checking that, Varys is also gonna want to inspect the human corpses on the battlefield
Mm-hmm.
for any iconography, any
Investigation check.
signs of what they or who they are.
Looty
Investigation
time.
check.
Dash,
Specifically not
would
looting.
Yes, gamer.
the process of him searching through the battlefield, would that take about 10 minutes? Just curious.
Potentially.
Okay, while he's
15
doing
or
that, I'm gonna budget more
20.
Gith.
Do you mean, and I must ask this very importantly, do you mean the race or the
No.
person?
The person.
The person.
The one that was told to us by our friendly
Neighborhood
Gith Sarai.
Yankee.
Or
Talk,
Gith-
talk
Gith-
slowly.
Yankee Sarai.
Please talk slowly.
Please talk slowly.
Or if you would like to just basically give us a info dump at the end of the session, that's also fine as well.
You could do it
I
in
won't be
text
able
format
to.
if that's easier.
I won't be able to because my dad will be asleep.
Was it text
But-
format?
I
It's
mean,
a bit long.
You can do it in text
till-
format.
I will say, I have a lot of this.
Okay.
I'll have to write it all down. Not all of it. Actually, make a religion check.
Can I
There's
guide this?
one thing very specifically. Sorry, what was that, Kay?
Can I guidance on this, or is this sort of on the cuff thing that I can't?
This is on the cuff, I'm
That's
afraid,
fine.
buddy. Sorry.
A lot of
That's
praying
11.
tonight. A lot of praying.
This isn't praying. This is something else. Why did you usually look early?
Wait.
No? Okay. That just dictates something whether or not I'd be able to tell you another thing, but I will be able to tell you. I will later be able to tell you details about Gith, liberator of the Gith race, and god of the Gith. The missing god, the lost divine. Later. Sarah, she was still moving around. You're checking these, and while you're doing that, Varys, you've made an investigation check.
I'm looking specifically for any signs of any cults. I'm looking for masks, anything with 7 like icons. Like,
Hmm.
I'm
You
looking
can
for
look-
Grashed.
Yeah, you're looking for grass.
Plants.
Simple.
Am I able to help Varys Light on this?
No, Varys Light's doing this specifically because it's Varys Light.
Okay.
Using things that Varys would know.
It's knowledge only Varys would have to.
So
Sorry.
you're good. You're good. Appreciate offering for the help, but unfortunately not. Varys, with that investigation check,
Yeah, I thought I'd ask. No worries.
you look the sleeves up to arms. You look at the necks. You're looking for symbols. You're looking like feet, kind of areas, and you're not seeing like you're glancing through. And sometimes you're like, oh, maybe this person would have. No, his hand got chewed off. Okay, maybe this other person here. No, his face is literally gone. You're looking for where tattoos and iconography would usually be kept, like back of the ear, back of the neck, neck itself, up the forearms, kind of things, any kind of identifier, but you're not seeing them on like the front of the legs for those kind of areas. You're not seeing any grass symbols on like the general areas you would check. Well, general areas you would check for tattoos of cultist
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. Any like hidden like
Yeah.
jewelry or like symbols or yeah, that's fine.
And if I do something real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna find one of the humans that's not as like disfigured. I'm just gonna crouch down and remember what they look like.
Fucking love you. Yes.
The little bit of like the putty quality back to the skin is I just some of the features correct and remember.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
get
just
it.
gonna very quietly to the moon just be like, hope you don't mind that I do this.
I
Didn't
didn't
hear
come
that.
through
What did you
that.
say?
I'm so proud of you. Only Poe hears that. As if he's deliberately gone, I fucking love you. I'm so proud of you. Just deliberately in your ear.
Okay, I think I'm good.
I don't know. The
Yeah.
jury's out on that one.
Probably gonna like anything they have on them and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Give me a sec. I'm literally gonna do something for the sake of it. I definitely have not just Googled woman.
Random character maker. I can always
What it-
improvise people when I need to. It's fine.
What is
I
woman?
knew what I signed up for when I
What
decided
is
to be a
whammon?
changeling.
What is woman?
Girls.
Goddamn, what is woman?
Don't get me started.
Girls.
Everyone ask you that question after yesterday, motherfucker.
Mhm.
Women. Anyway, you memorize. Mark down that you've memorized one of the faces of one of the cultists.
They are cultists, confirmed.
Yeah, we did know that, and I'm assuming because it's one of the human. Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a null?
I mean, I could be. I feel like the humans came out of this fight a little better. Did
Also-
think about it.
Also,
I can do that.
humans are
I
less
don't
likely to be
think-
killed on sight.
It's also
It's
true.
also true. Jinx.
I was going to say Law would not approve, but only because he likes. Yeah, I'm just saying Law would not approve.
Poe doesn't
because-
approve of what
because-
Posey is doing.
Because Poe's hot and she's being no other form than Poe.
No, it's not
Strong agree.
for
Same, honestly.
the actual changing shape thing. Isn't the thing that bothers Law. It's more the. No, it's a scruffy puppy, and he likes his friends to look good.
Yeah.
Aww.
Everyone likes Hot Posey. I get it. I get
So
it.
everyone like,
Can you
I
blame
do
us?
too.
Can you blame us, honestly?
yeah.
Right,
That's
so we...
literally what she's meant for. She's made to be that way.
Should we...
I was gonna
Look
ask if
upon us?
Guard would have been able to give me the help action, but I don't think that helps.
No,
I don't think that one's.
your dog's good.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
By the way,
Plus, I already knew.
your dog's
I
out
already
of the
knew the
whales now.
reaction. Yeah, but it's all good. All right, never mind.
We should probably follow them if they're going towards Parnas, right? Southeast, we said?
Yeah, is that where the spire's going?
I can only assume.
Okay, yeah.
Serenus, you'd get the idea that there's nobody else has left this area. So all the Minotaurs were probably murdered. And anyone who left here, like recent footprints of here, left southeast, and the spire is not here. Probably gone with them.
Hmm.
Fucking go.
So how do you guys proceed?
Well, if this thing's all about like deception and manipulating people, I guess we kind of need to be like careful because we don't know who in the town is going to be part of it.
That's also true.
Might have a really terrible idea.
Any idea is a good idea at this point.
Would involve me splitting up with you guys for a little bit.
Bad idea.
It's a bad idea. It's dangerous.
Uh-huh. I'm just saying, I don't know this town, and it's far enough away from... I'm assuming I don't know this town. And it's
You've not
far...
been here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is way too far from Neverwinter for me to have been here.
Yeah.
It's far enough away from Neverwinter and everything. I could probably get away with bringing one of their friends back into town and seeing if anyone has a pretty strong reaction to their friend turning out to be alive, you know?
Moonbeam, I'm not saying that you're not capable of doing this, because quite clearly you're more than capable of doing this. I mean, look, you know, doing the whole shape-shifting thing. It's cool. But it's more that we're concerned for your well-being in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I can get out of a situation if it goes bad and come and get you. Getting out of a problem is actually the bit I'm best at. But it might be a good way of just working out how ingrained in the town it is, how immediate the problem will become. You know, if it's a thing of like everyone in this town is part of this cult, we'll find out really fast. And if I can kind of needle my way in a little bit. I don't normally do this sort of stuff, but you know, it seems like an idea. This is the game they're playing, why not play it?
I mean, it sounds like a good idea, but we think that they've got the spire, which is a divination spire, and sight spells tend to be divination based,
Right?
which
Would that
means if the area is becoming infused with divination, your ability might not be useful because regular people might be able to see.
it's not an illusion.
I know, but it still kind of works that way. I mean,
Well,
my
think
mom.
of it this way. Look, if we're looking at this is Varys, sorry. Look at me. Can you tell that I'm an illusion?
Not currently,
no.
but we're really far away.
Right.
Okay, we'll get closer then, because you guys will be able to know if we get to like the outskirts of town. I can always split up from you there, and we'll know because you'll be able to see through Posey.
Okay.
You'll see Pox straight away, and then we have different problems.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can test it.
You know.
It's a good idea.
Well, if only there was a way to look upon the town before you even set there.
Well, if we get
Wouldn't answer the...
closer, and like the divination like aura starts to get stronger, maybe we could use that. Because you know that's what a lot of divination is about. Like I said, it's about seeing stuff and seeing stuff that's not there, and also there and over here. And so, if there's lots of divination in the area, maybe we could do something with it.
Either way, I think we need to get closer. I think that's the thing we've kind of decided.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, I don't know
Yeah,
if I said
that's a
that
good
I got
idea.
legend lore out of character or in character. I think I said it out of character.
You didn't say it. You just error for fraud in character.
Yeah.
Meaning. Well, because actually, Des, would I have known that it was legend lore, or that I just was able to think upon somebody and then all of a sudden I knew?
You have not often, I think, actually, no, you would have never seen legend lore be used. specifically.
No, because Roman doesn't have it.
You wouldn't have seen Varus use it. I don't.
You
Okay.
you get comprehension of what this spell is because of divination with this and the fact that it was a. You understand what you were using this for, and you've already said you're going to use it for get.
Yeah. Well, no, the reason I was saying because now I'm going to say in character. Well, I mean, I was just able to cast Legend more while we were doing this little bit of searching and everything.
Wait, how...
So that's why I was like, I don't know if I feel like it's a pretty powerful or a very well built spell. I would think to be just in the area where it used to be.
Mm.
I like it.
Let's get on the whale. Let's get closer
Yeah,
and see
we
if
can-
anything.
Yeah.
Everyone can look at me as much as they like, and if I start looking all weird and transparent and epoxy, then tell me.
It's okay. We will look respectively.
Respectively.
I think. Uh, moving on.
I
Please
cast
let Paul be.
confusion.
Wait,
Please let Paul be. Kika's just like a child going, I bet this won't affect me in the future. Huh. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I had to. I had to.
Everyone.
It's okay.
No one looks at Posey respectfully, please.
Puff did.
we got an entire group here that will question that.
Go to Parnas, or at least let's get closer to Parnas and see what the fuck happens.
You will begin flying towards Parnast. During the flight, you guys get no real indication that Poe is not the person she's portraying as. You've changed yourself into like a tan-skinned younger woman.
Oh, I can. Yeah, I'll change.
With a it's what it is if you choose to. And even though I know you're in Poe form right now, if a Posey form or something changes, you be it. But like, you're good for the change. Because really you're already changed because you're in Poe form. There's no indication of pox underneath.
So I don't. No one. We don't all get true sight the moment we get near Parnas. Is basically what we're trying to ascertain.
Yeah, basically.
Yes. You get the sense that as you guys begin moving towards Parnast, more and more, do a little cheeky check here. This would be fun. How many people can this influence?
Ooh, new least favorite sentence just dropped.
How about yeah, you guys wouldn't know what this is, so you try to resist it. How about all y'all give me just an intelligence saving throw?
Oh, the good kind.
Proficient, but that doesn't really help me.
-1. Oh, by the way,
is it-
you are all within 10 feet of a paladin.
You
Yeah.
mean all as in all?
All.
So
No,
one,
really,
yeah,
you just
everybody
get-
gets a +3 to this.
That's
Oh, that's Varus. I
Sorry,
thought Renara got
sorry.
30 on an intelligence
Wait,
save. I was
no,
like, what?
take the
the one
11,
above
take the
you is
11.
Runara.
No, Renara's the one with the negative.
I still
Merwin,
had
what's
I
your
still had advantage.
charisma?
Whoops.
+3.
+3.
+3.
I was looking for something.
Lowest is a
is
16.
Next is an 18.
Next lowest is a 16. Okay. It's more just to see if anyone rolled particularly low. But,
Oh, I didn't roll mine. Hold on.
okay, roll yours. Never mind,
We're
it's
good.
fine.
I'm just trying to catch me and Renara out. Just be transparent.
No, I'm not trying to catch
Kika.
you. Oh,
Thank you, Kika.
I forgot to roll Kairk.
Yeah,
Roll
okay,
15.
let's roll.
Does the
Nat
whale
one.
need to roll?
Hmm?
Does the whale need to roll?
No, it has an intelligence of lower than 2.
Okay.
2 or lower. Is
Oh,
the roll
that's
on it.
bad.
And Kairk. he succeeds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm finishing up.
There's the cutoff.
Yep.
What? Sorry, no, I'm okay. Okay. So you feel like briefly, all of you have your minds opened up to each other, very briefly, and that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, I forgot that was a divination spell.
I didn't.
Yeah, telepathic bond.
Well, that's going to be something fun to deal with next week as we all invade each other's brains.
You all get to give each
Not
other.
this shit again.
You guys all get to give each other one image from your mind, one moment from your mind. You get to describe for everyone here.
Ooh,
Have
that should
fun.
be fun. Guess we will see what that is next week.
Oh, fuck.
How many
Okay.
of us are going to choose traumatizing past events?
Emotional damage.
It's
The
not my
time
fault.
last
I've
week.
only got traumatizing past event.
That time last week where we ate a sandwich. We'll find out. Good night, everybody.